right, and we're live. So welcome to Upturned Table, and this is another unboxing. So I've had this since the end of last year, and just at home I didn't have a table big enough to actually put it on. So at the office now I've got a bigger space. This is what we played Blackout on our last stream. But what we're going to take a look at today is the Apex Legends board game by Glass Cannon Unplugged. So not associated with the actual play group. Glass Cannon Unplugged is a board game company that does a lot of kind of board game versions of video games. So they've done Frostpunk, Dying Light, Apex Legends was actually that's this one, and the one before that was Don't Starve. That just finished. And very soon they're going to do a board game for Diablo and also an RPG. So that could be a little bit of a challenge. We'll see how they pull that off, because doing an RPG is very different from board game rules. But I guess they've got the license, so they're going to try to do both. The quality of their stuff is really good, and they do a really good job converting the feel of the video games into board game form. They during the Kickstarter campaign in 2023 with this, they also had a tabletop simulator uh, running that where they were doing kind of live updates of the rules. So they were doing play testing with the backers, and then updating rules on cards and things, just between each session. And you really got to see a lot of the process and how they were tweaking the game to make it playable based on the feedback from the actual backers. So they had a lot of great communication, really good job. They worked with Acid House to do the terrain that they do, or that guy. It's a one-person shop. He does a really nice job with cardboard kind of collapsible terrain. Unfortunately, he's closed his own store. He probably will be doing work for other people in the future, because it's great work, especially for wargaming terrain. But unfortunately, running a one-man shop was a little prohibitive, and he's not doing it on his own anymore, but I'm sure the designs will still be there. So yeah, this is the Gamer Pledge. So it doesn't have, they did dioramas and some extra, I guess some of the things that I'll have as tokens maybe had miniatures in the full game. I hope my setup is going to be okay so you can see all of this. I've kind of got things at an angle, but let's take a look and see what all is in here. I've been anxious to get this open and just not a chance. Our blackout session really made me want to do this, because I think there's some terrain in here we can use for blackout as well. And plus, the way they solve the problem. So this is a battle royale game. If you don't know Apex Legends, it's a battle royale game by the studio that did Titanfall. This was supposed to be a Titanfall sequel, but it ended up being turned into a battle royale game, similar to Fortnite or PUBG. And so like Fortnite, it started out as a sequel to Titanfall, something totally different, and ended up becoming a battle royale, multiplayer kind of hero shooter game. So there's a lot of characters that differentiate themselves. The setting is Kings Canyon, which I think the terrain is going to be recognizable. Oh, look at this little air pillows to keep everything nice. This is great packing. Look at all this support cardboard. This is great. Yeah, everything is very secured in there. Look at that. That's not going to slide around at all. And we can pop those later. And so there's going to be a lot of, oh boy, maybe I got to take this out sideways. There's going to be a lot of, yeah, this is all on. Whoa. All right. Making it hard for, for the camera. Look at this though. Nice job. There we go. Wow. Look at that. Good job getting that all set in there. That's impressive. This is maybe except for some of the Awakened Realm stuff. This is a pretty impressive pack here. So, oh, that's right, and everything is in one gigantic box. That's right. I think there was a decision to be made between doing two smaller boxes or one giant box, and we did the one giant box. So I think this character was a stretch goal, an added stretch goal. So I guess it's EA that publishes this. But oh, But as you can see on this character, you're going to get the full, you get the full thing. So here is the diorama that goes with the characters, and then instead of tokens, you'll get full 3D standees of the supplemental stuff. Nice. So oh, this is the Loba expansion. Nice. So we'll take a look at that after we see everything in the box. But yeah, really well packed. Oh, geez, and really heavy. Nice. So here we are. A nice reflective. So Apex Legends. Let's take a look at the back. Actually, let's get the plastic off. But as you can see, some really nice cardboard terrain. Oh yeah, and sorry, and the way that they solve the because the combat area or the battlefield shrinks, you know, based on time, like with Fortnite or anything. It gets smaller and smaller until you're down to, you know, 2 teams and it's last man standing. And so the way they do that is with plastic corners. And so I thought that would be a great way also to define our battlefield sizes in Blackout as well. So you see these plastic corners that will show the edges, and so you move those in during the course of the game, or you know, for in our case, we could just set these up on the 4x4 mat, marked out for 2x2, and then easily be able to play Blackout at any size. So let's take a look. This is a monster box. Take a look at this. Oh, nice. A nice matte finish. So we'll be able to read it on camera. Cool. Oh, yeah. And here's the... So it's Respawn. So the developers Respawn, publisher Electronic Arts, and then Glass Cannon Unplugged is who did the board game. So a game developed by Thanos Agrias and Mikolas Nikolaou. Oh wow, yeah. So I think they're based in, what are they based in, Poland? Yes, they're based in Poland, like a lot of the other kind of miniature board game producers, and they printed this in China, so it came pretty quick. So I should have gotten it on the channel a lot sooner. But so 2 to 6 players. I think we've got 6 heroes and 60+ minutes to play. Nice. So some nice character art here, and anything else. So yeah, so just they did a nice job all the way around, incorporating everything. So let's get this giant lid off and try not to knock the camera down. There we go. Wow. Yeah, this is a double thickness. They could have done, I guess I appreciate that they didn't do the you know, several, and it maybe this pledge as well. They got everything in this giant box. All right, so we've got our core rules and then our match settings. So our different match variables. And here is, oh wow, yeah, it looks like they did. So this is a very like Awakened Realms kind of deal where they do the vacuum trays and everything is going to fit and everything's going to go back in. And hopefully there'll be spaces for everybody's tokens and everything. And that's why they give you this sheet, so you'll have some clue how to make it happen again once we get this all back opened. Nice. Yeah, they really went with a very deep box. Interesting. Cool. And yeah, so I think with the higher level pledges, some of this was 3D, but we've got card kind of, 3-dimensional, but it's card terrain and then dials and stuff. And this is the Asset House design. So it's 2 4-sided pieces of cardboard terrain that slide inside each other to make a very secure kind of double layered box, of cardboard, a cube or different shaped, 4-dimensional space or 3-dimensional shapes that are really secure to put miniatures on. These are plastic miniatures, but this stuff you could even put metal on, because we played this on Infinity on this, and their heavier metal miniatures don't aren't too much for this. So yeah, really well designed stuff. So we're gonna have some different different levels and things. I'm glad they did that. And here's all the explanations of the map objects. So maybe some of the match settings name certain things. We have half walls, walls and rooftops, building walls, building roofs, rocks and trees, the respawn beacon. Yeah, I think they did these as 3D in the all-in set. Heat shields, which I think we have in the expansion. Supply bins, closed supply bin, open supply bin, supply drops, zip lines. Yeah, so similar to Fortnite and PUBG, you have drops, where you can upgrade gear, so get armor, weapons, and ammo. And then the canyon, so occupies space. Only an object for placement purposes. Oh, nice. And here's all the descriptions of the tags in the game. So like a reference sheet while you're playing. Yeah, so occupies space, occupies intersection, occupies edge. Connectable, blockage, level X, impassable, obstacle, interactive, destroyable, shield, health. Persistent cover, zone, aerial, lootable. Thanks. So a nice rules reference for everything. And whoa, here's all of our tokens. I've played the game before, and they even have a really playable mobile version of Apex Legends, but it's been a while, so I don't remember. It looks like the design of the tokens and everything sticks with the look and feel of the game. I'm sure they would if they're going to bother with the license. They'll want it to match, but I don't remember how the graphics and everything look in the game. But lots of tokens. A nice. Here, we'll pop one of these out. So yeah, a nice linen finished, nice thick token. So those won't warp or fray easily. And we've got what, 2 sheets. So 2 sheets of tokens, and then a few random other tokens, but mostly standees and terrain. So here's our punch out heat shields and our rock and our landing pad and some other markers. So yeah, this is all going to be 3D terrain from card. Oh, lots of it. Yeah, so I wonder then on the website, once this goes to full retail, if a lot of this extra stuff they did for the crowdfunder will be available, because this will all make it very, very playable. Wow, a lot. I guess you do need several, and especially for 6 players, you're going to need a lot of terrain for different settings. Oh, this is nice. Protect those corners. So here's our board with some nice foam sheet. So that makes it out, and here's the grid. So I like that they just do the pluses for the grid, so you can. So it's not all heavy lines. It doesn't ruin the art. So I've got one-sided, because I think it is just one setting, and they may make expansions, but this is just the Kings Canyon setting, so kind of a scrubby, kind of desert wasteland with some scrub brush and rocks. So it looks like we got a 2x2. Yeah, it looks like about 12 inches. So we've got a 24 by 24 base, and it looks like those triangles will tell us which corners things go in. And here's our dials to put together for our health, and I think some energy. So these are all the same. That's nice. They're exactly the same. Nice linen finish. Punch out sheets, and I'm sure we've got some centers in here somewhere in a little plastic bag. And it looks like our score sheet, or we're keeping track of rounds, and then if we're doing teams, red and blue teams to keep track of. Yeah, so things that are happening every round. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, so pretty heavy tray, not that really like crushable, easily kind of shreds and splits. Vacuum tray with a nice clear top on it, so that'll seat everything back nicely. So here are our minis. Oh, that, and here's the thing that I was talking about. So you know how it's like a barrier that if you're outside of it, you take damage, you take energy damage. So here's our corners that represent the boundaries of the board. So these are nice. Yeah, these might get some use for other games because we can put them, use them instead of like taping out or laying down stuff on larger mats. Very cool. Let's take a look at all of our, we're going to have cards and stuff. So we'll take a look at just the quality of the miniatures first. And nice. And they're larger scale, so some nice sharp detail. And they're pretty stiff plastic, so it looks like they've got the definition and everything is really nice. No bent guns or knives or anything. A nice texturing on the base. Yeah, these will be very paintable. And our robot, I'm blanking on everybody's name, but we'll see that on the cards and stuff. But a robot character. And everybody's, oops, everyone's a little bit different in size too. That's nice. They have all the characters, you know, in scale. Oh, here we go. Look at that. The energy, they did some translucent plastic as a part. My character. That's great. Yeah, that looks really great. Is that removable? So you can, it is, yeah, you can pull that off so you can paint under it and put that back on. Very cool. Yeah, they've got some nice scale on these. You know, scale differences. The bigger guys are actually bigger. It's not everybody is same size. And the tankiest tank of all. Yeah, really nice. So the thing that I noticed, oh, and here's his shield. So he's got a, oh, nice. He's got a piece too, which I didn't have attached. So maybe his shield itself, but here's another piece, another translucent plastic piece for his shield. So that'll be nice. That'll be a nice effect. And you can even do some, you know, ink or some detailing on that to make that pop even more, but you'll have that nice energy effect. And like somebody has some birds. So we have birds. Oh, nice. And the on translucent stands as well. Those are great. Nice shape. A couple of different poses for each of them. Yeah, so each character plays just like the game. You know, the play is very different, and they came up with a really nice way to differentiate them and make their different strategies. It looks like an energy shield with translucent purple. And a couple of those. Somebody's squid drone. And that's nice. They even bothered doing the translucent clear plastic stand on the base. There's some antennas. Nice stiff plastic so they're not all warped. Looks like a landing pad. This must be where a token goes in. There's a bomb embedded. Like in a missile. Oh, and here's the drop. Yeah, here's a 3D of the drop. So they did include that. That's nice. So we can just drop this on the field to collect. And even, oh, nice. Look at this. And an explosion as well. So there must be tokens for marking time or effects. Look at that. Yeah, really nice job. So this looks very much like a before and after of some state in the game. And here's our red and blue rings. I like when they're the silicone, they kind of grip the base a little bit better. These are just a hard plastic, but you've got your 3 blue and your 3 red for your team differentiation. And oh, nice. This looks like smoke. So what is that? Maybe like a 3-inch diameter smoke. Yeah, that's a nice way to do that. Yeah, not super transparent, but yeah, it definitely reads as smoke. So those are our heroes in our first tray. Here it looks like more reference sheets. Yeah. So, oh good, here we go. Let's go through all of these. So here it looks like we're going to have 6 reference cards. So you have 2 AP per activation. During activation, you can do these actions and then describes things. You play other types of cards. And then here's the shoot procedures and melee procedures for the game. Nice. And they even give you page references in the book if you need to have some more detail on certain mechanics. Nice. So 6 of those. And these are just, yeah, kind of standard card stock. So here's Gibraltar. I think that's our big tanky support character. Oh, nice. And they even give a difficulty about how, probably like just in the game, how difficult they are to play. And so here's everything that you'll need. So which tokens you're going to need and what you're going to need to show different abilities. So that's the defensive bombardment miniature. So 1 draft card, 8 feats, and 2 ability cards. Yeah, so that translucent plastic goes right on there. Resilient but slow. Soaks up damage from enemy attacks against himself or nearby allies by negating it. With his Dome of Protection. Good at keeping the enemies at a distance as he pushes them away and drives them through the use of artillery strikes. Nice, and here's the keywords that go with the different tokens, and then the feat cards. In and out and heap, or keep out. Cool. Wraith is a skirmisher, so a little more difficult. Not 1.5, but 2. Has the dimensional rifts. Okay, so Wraith has the rifts. Oh, I think I think this is the character that jumps. I think this might be one that we played. So one of the most mobile legends. Oh, that's right. They're called legends, not heroes. Yeah. Legends in the game excels at providing extra maneuverability to her squad mates, able to glimpse into the future, which grants her an advantage in both offense and defense. Yeah, so you open basically portals and jump across the board. And Vikar's Prophecy. So this effect prevents reaction cards from being played. Oh, wow. And Dimensional Rift. So you need free spaces, and then you place the 2 tokens and enter one. Enter one, but you have to have another one or you can't come out anywhere. Bangalore is the assault role, proficient in increasing the power and precision of her weapons, as well as enhancing her own mobility, uses the smoke launcher and Rolling Thunder to scramble any legends on the battlefield. Yeah, so there's the smoke tokens. Yeah, so Rolling Thunder is the, big hit. So the smoke launcher and then Rolling Thunder is the so if it's located outside the map, return it to supply and then keep the ability token under the initiative track. Oh, I see. So it's got its own token. Bloodhound Recon, 1 difficulty. Being a hunter, their playstyle revolves around swift repositioning and enhancing their abilities, able to shoot around corners with great precision, and mark their opponents by summoning a conspiracy of ravens. So that's what the ravens are. Which allows them to predict and better react to enemy attacks. Nice. So yeah, maybe they can do line of sight and everything from the ravens. And the Beast of the Hunt miniature. Where was that? Nice. And the abilities. So ravens and then Beast of the Hunt doesn't have any tags. And you can attach. So place a miniature in a space occupied by the target. Of the effect, the miniature is now connected to that target. Miniatures may stay with the targets till elimination. Pathfinder the Skirmisher, 1.5 difficulty. His playstyle mixes high mobility and clever positioning, able to reach distant areas and toss back approaching grenades and hurl his opponent into the air through the use of zip lines. Oh, that's right. That's what the stands are there. There's the zip line points. so he may take both himself and his squad mates to brand new heights. Yeah, because the board is very three-dimensional. So you do have levels of play, and the feat card is the MRVN Self-Repair. So instead of removing a shield cell from your backpack, you may place a lock token. Lifeline Support combines the roles of medic and human armory. While not the fastest legend, she is able to respond to emergency situations by quickly moving to squad mates' sides, applying med packs. Her shock sticks and DOC heal drone make her formidable. Make her formidable foe. Yeah, so that's the drone, and then here's the care package drop. Nice. Oh, we're stuck together a little bit here. Oh, actually, no, we are not. We are. There's there's a lot you need to know to play Lifeline. You get a whole little menu of yeah, I guess because you needed the tags for her miniatures, then the feat cards and abilities. Yeah, so she can drop care package, Angel of Death. Even if the target has a helmet that prevents the headshot, the aim card with a skull on it. Prevent the shooter from scoring a headshot. Nice. And we're back to Gibraltar. So there's our 6 heroes. Nice. Yeah, that's great. So all the details of everything are on there, and then the feats and everything will be on cards. Here's our, ooh, wow, these are very soft. They're not that fake crushed velvet that the bags usually are. So yeah, these must be for drawing tokens for drops for like the care package. You're going to draw random tokens out of there. And then here's for the other three colors for randomizing. Yeah, oh, that's right. So I think they're based on rarity. So it looks like you have, yes, standard, whatever it is, like uncommon and legendary, or epic and legendary, however they call it. But yeah, so you'll put the tokens here based on the rarity, and then whatever that drop would have, you'll draw from that appropriate bag. That's great. That's a good way to do that, instead of having like a deck of cards for everything. Here's looks like some impassable ravine terrain, and it's got the same crosses on it, so you can get it all registered. So I'm sure there's a couple of matches that have this breaking up the board where you have to jump it. Oh, here we go. And here is the terrain. So take a look at this. I wonder how much we get. So let's break some of these open. Yeah, so this is the Acid House terrain. And so you see how it has print on the top, and it's a four-sided cardboard. So it's got graphics and print on the outside, and then just cardboard. It's just like a thin corrugated cardboard on the outside. And that's pretty sturdy. But if you have the other piece of it, which, let me see, which one is which here? Are they marked? Oh yeah, A2 times 3. So 1, 2, 3. And this is B, so A's and B's. There we go. So here's B3. So let's grab B3 real quick here. So one of the B sizes. So this folds out, and then this, oh wait, these are different sizes. This folds in, but not this size. Is it this? Yeah, I guess it's these guys. No. This way. Ah, there we go. There we go. No, even smaller. But yeah, I'll have to match these. I'll have to get these all out and matched up. But if they were the same size, you slide one into the other, and basically you get this effect. If I found the matching side. So you have this like really solid, really solid cube that then you can stack. You know, they come in different sizes, and you can stack them. And nice graphics. So it looks like Yeah, that'll be the side that's exposed. So the graphics, sides that have the graphics on them are the ones that are going to be popped out. But quite a few. Yeah, quite a few pieces. So it's going to take 2 of these to make. Let me see. This is there's an A3. Here's an A3. Is this it? Can I do it? Oh, and you get some variety too. Is this it? Did I do it? Well, this will be the effect, even if it's not. No, these must be the outer still. There's several. Yeah, this must be the outer still. But yeah, a lot of nice graphics. Some damage on the sides and a lot of like metal grating. Some crates and stuff. Yeah, I'll play with this and put these all together. But nice and sturdy. It looks like you're going to get a variety. You can lay them out a couple of different ways. But they nest inside each other, so I may have all the outsides and none of the insides, because the other one will go inside, so it has to be a longer one. But really nice, really well done. Oh, that's great. And the pluses still carry over. So you place this on the board, you'll be able to align it, and you'll still, because you're not going to be measuring, there's no rulers, so you're just moving squares. So everything is going to have the grid on it. That's great. So even the terrain incorporated the grid. Oh wait, is this one of these guys? I know these are our little dashboards to hide our yeah, so we got these little screens to hide what's going on. So 3 red and 3 blue for each of our teams. And some more 2D tokens. Looks like pits. Or or very long pits. Yeah, but still you can see the pluses carry over, so everything is ruled to these like 2-inch squares. All right, our next level. So another nice heavy. Oh wait, here's our weapons. Oh, yeah, so these cards look like they're going to give us our weapons and all of the stats for those. Oh yeah, these are nice. They've got a nice coating on them. You can see that. So the Peacekeeper, the P2020, the Prowler Burst POW, M600 Spitfire, Mozambique Shotgun, Havoc Rifle, Wingman. Oh yes, so this must be based on a roll. Oh wow, yeah, lots of weapons. That's great. So a lot of variety. And you can see, so this will tell you what tokens you've got and then the stats for your range. Nice. All right. So what do we have here? Oh, so more tracks. So here's more of our oh, what are these guys? This may be part of the dashboards or something. And here is our track for keeping track of effects, or maybe this is the yeah, when cards are available, because it looks like you slot cards under here, and it's based on whatever that stat is. And here's some more of these guys. So let's click some more cardboard terrain. Yeah. So nice 2-sided. Oh yeah, these are your walls. That's right. So there must be little cards here. These are our wall segments. So we got lots of walls and very tall too. You need to be very vertical to get over that. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Very nice. So 2-layer, double layer dashboards for each of the heroes. So you get 6 of these. They're the same nice linen finish, and they're double layered. They're printed on that second layer, and so everything is recessed. So your tokens aren't going to slide around all over the place. They're going to be nice and recessed, and your markers are going to stay in. So even if you knock the table, which is definitely possible in a war game where you're reaching everywhere and, you know, moving across things, if you bump the table, you're not going to lose, you know, the state of everything. Your tokens aren't going to go flying. These are really well done. Very nice. Yeah, I missed that. There was something recently that I unboxed that I was really disappointed they didn't bother, because they had some very finicky tokens that were not going to stay in place. So it looks like our different loadouts. Oh yeah, we've got two. Oh, interesting. So maybe, yeah, based on different limits, you can use those cards. And here is our last tray. Wow, everything is really going to go back in here very easily. As I keep hitting the camera, you couldn't tell though because I'm shaking everything around. Yeah, everything nests really well back in here. I'm just so thankful they gave us a gave us the diagram to put this all back. So here's some, looks like our small, or these are the insides. Oh, interesting. So they're not the same. Let's see. Are they marked? These are the insides. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, the ones that, so maybe to cut costs, they use a lighter cardboard on these interior ones. And maybe this is actually an early design, because who knows how long ago he did this. Yeah, the terrain that Acid House was selling on the site are two of these corrugated pieces that go in together. But it looks like for Apex, they did this style. Yeah, so it looks like you've got I'm not doing it. Off camera, off camera. Yeah, I don't like these tabs. They're a little fussier because you have to put them in. Three by 302. Sorry. Shouldn't be doing so much of this off camera, but yeah, I'll have to take a look at how they show to do that. Yeah, these don't work exactly the same, but here's the effect. So you're going to have the graphics on the side. This is a very thin cardstock, but maybe that's just enough to plug it up. Plus, it may give you a cheaper way to do more variation. Yeah, that's too bad. So that's why I was trying to slide these inside each other, because that's how the other ones worked. So you've got a corrugated cardboard and then a kind of a cardstock liner. So it's going to slide in there, and it'll be pretty secure, but nothing like the original stuff. But they may have had to save some bucks doing that. But yeah, here's all the different sizes then. But yeah, nice graphics though. So you have nice graphics all the way around. Very thematic. Oh, that's a little disappointing. I would have hoped, yeah, they could have gone heavy duty. So, and especially when now it's got, you saw a lot of the Apex branding, so you're not going to be using it for other games with Apex Legends all over it. That's too bad. I was hoping for a little bit more generic. Here's some little plastic gems to probably mark energy or keep count of something. And these look like these are what seat in our dashboard. Yeah, because a lot of the abilities and stuff have timers, and so yeah, here's your cubes to mark, and they'll seat really nice in the dashboard. Very good. Yeah, cubes especially like to not stay in place on just a flat piece of dashboard. And then, oh, here's the centers for our dials. Wow, lots of dials. Yes, an in-world ad. Yeah, Galarian. Yeah. Ad for the game. So here, let's take a look at these. Look like the cards for the care packages or the drops. Yeah, nice finish on the cards. Not the linen finish, but the same kind of finish as those other sheets. So yeah, so this will tell you inside this chest, 2 epics, an epic and a rare, and then what's the other one? Common. Yeah, epic, rare, and common. So it tells you what's in there. So yeah, you'll use these to determine what the draws are, and then draw them out of the appropriate level bag for the tokens. That's good. And then you'll just slot them right into your dashboard. Nice. And your cards for shooting damage. Oh, and here's the care package drops. So what type of equipment is in there? A legendary. That's good. And then yeah, cards for doing some sort of directional. Nice. Yeah, it looks like everything is gonna slot in here nicely. Yeah, some more spaces in the middle here for probably our little tokens. And what are these? Oh yeah, so these must be certain certain weapons and things you may have to have a direction that they move, because this is all going to be, this will be the 2x2 grid, and then this will tell you which direction 0, 1, or 2 that things will move. Oh, here's, yeah, some nice cards here. All right, so it looks like these are going to be our ability cards. Oh yeah, with everything spelled out. Nice. So it says the legend that takes it by name, and has oh yeah, it's the same same art as in the larger description card, but then you'll get all of the details about the abilities, so everything spelled out. So there's the 2 for Gibraltar, the 2 for Wraith, the 1 for Bangalore, or 2 for Bangalore, 2 for Bloodhound, 2 for Lifeline, 2 for Pathfinder. So there's their ability cards. Oh, nice! And they do the art again on the back. That's nice. Instead of just doing the Apex logo or whatever. So regardless of which side, you can tell immediately which legend these are for. And then leader, guard, different roles, destruction, focus. Oh, sorry, get these back. Precision, grasp, fury, maneuver. Yeah, nice. So yeah, there's the logo. And here's Wraith. Oh, maybe for choosing too. You can just randomize, because those are all going to be a thing. So if you want to randomize who gets what, or what characters are playing, there's your randomizing. Oh, these look like your matches. Oh, events. No, these are events. Event set number 1. Nice. So there must be a point during the timer. So if a legend does not deal any damage to a nearby enemy by the end of this activation, they take twice the health instead, twice the health damage instead. Nice. So some event cards to make things a little scarier. And then our other, what was there? Actions and abilities. Yeah, so here's action cards. Heal up and out, keep out, charge, bastion, shield, gun shield. So maybe you'll only be able to either have a hand of these or take a number. I forget which mechanic they use. Call of the Void, behind your back. Vengeance Seeker, Vision, Blink, Prophecy, Whispers. And it looks like some of these are higher level or void, require something. Oh, reactions. The red ones are reactions. Cold Steel for Bangalore, Skull Splitter, Soldier's Instinct, Adrenaline Rush, Take Cover, Smoke Screen, Double Time. Bloodhound has Hit and Run. That was quick. I know where you hide. Shot Caller, Recon, and the reactions are Raven's Distraction, Instinct, 2 Instincts. Lifeline is Extra Supplies, Shock Sticks, Angel of Death. Shocking, isn't it? Guardian Angel, and then Triage, I Gotcha are her reactions. And then Pathfinder has the Team Reposition, Aimbot, Cinematic Shot, Grapple Them, A Gift from a Friend, Full Metal Robot, The Great Escape, and what is that? MRVN Self Repairs. Oh, nice. Yeah, so not a duplicate of the 2 for Pathfinder. And then they've got the characters on the back there too. Nice. Yeah, they did a good job with the graphics on the cards. Okay, so my only disappointment, I think, has been the terrain. I was really hoping that was going to be like, very usable, many different ways to set it up. But it looks like it's made for this game, and it's going to be, very Apex Legends only. Yeah, I can't believe. I guess it did save. It probably saved a considerable amount of money not doing both of them as the corrugated cardboard. But at the same time, that's really disappointing. Sorry if I'm crinkling this plastic too much. Oh, come on. Impenetrable. All right. So it looks like here's all the weapons that were on the cards, and then they're different. So maybe drawing these out, you can equip these different. Yeah, so you get +1 ammo stability. Yeah, so you can enhance your weapon loadouts. Yeah, so here's all the weapons that were on the cards as individuals. So as you take those. Oh, and that's cool. So with that reference sheet of the different weapons, you can compare, kind of like how you can usually pop up a comparison in game. And then once you equip it, then you can just take the card. Nice. Or sidearms. Wow. Yeah, and I guess every level too of the weapons. So here's with some legendary, and here's with completely common common upgrades. There's some insane. Nice. No, wait, is it all? Okay. Oh, and it's all the same. Yeah, so it just tells you, yeah, it shows you the different kinds. These may be something special. Yeah, but there's a weapon and then a care package, and then, so there must be some, yeah, you must break these into piles because they're kind of color-coded. So these may be starting ones or higher ones, and you can have them easy to find, easy to sort. Everything. Wow. So that's all of the components, and everything seats into this gigantically deep box. Well, very cool. Well, let's take a look at the rules. Let's see. Let's see what they settled on for some of these. Yeah, let me take a look at the diagram as well for putting these things together. Oh, so we're. Oh, okay, yeah, these are just the. Oh, this is the plastic. Oh, these are the clear plastic. Sorry. Yeah, here's the clear plastic, and then here's the other sheets. Okay, so you. Oh, I was doing it the opposite way. So oh, that's on the outside. Okay, the heavier kind of graphics are on the outside. So let's try this. What is this one? This is an A2x3. A2x302. So you start here. This is the outside. Oh, is this right? That's not the right side. Come on, I got to get one of these to be the right size here. It's an A3. What are we looking at here? A2 by 302. A 3x3. Come on. That's why you don't do this on live stream. These are Bs. A 3x3 01. What is this? 02 here. B. All right. What is this? B, B, B. B, A 2x3 01. And then 02. So one of these. Sorry, let me just find one of these that actually matches to put this together. An A 3x3. No, an A, B, B. Come on. A 2x3 01 02. Well, they're not going to match. The graphic's not going to match, but we'll get the effect. Okay, so you're supposed to put this first. That's kind of very counterintuitive. This seems like the weaker one. This first, and then this gets pressed inside. Yeah, so this all goes down. Yeah, I don't like this as much at all with this on the flat surface. There we go. And then you can just push it down. Yeah, much less nice than the actual, Acid House's original designs. Yeah, this feels more like the Infinity, the cardboard stuff that Infinity did early on, where you put the boxes that your miniatures came in underneath as support. Yeah, it's not bad looking. So these aren't the matching graphics, but yeah, not too bad. And there's no Apex Legends on this. This could be usable in other in other games, but that's it. And you can see it's very strong for putting miniatures on, so that'll work. So not quite exactly what I was hoping, but still usable. And the nice thing is, you play, you have everything all set up, and then you play, and then you just pop it out, and then it's flat again. So very nice. Very authentic. All right. Well, let's see here. Do we have a good angle for the book? I might have to make some room here. Pull up a chair. Yeah, so the terrain is a little fussier than I would hope. The other Acid House stuff is pretty easy. Let's do this a little bit. There we go. Very low tech. So let's take a look at the book. So it's just not a hardcover or square bound, just a stapled, perfect bound book. But matches, the design and everything matches everything. And they give us a rules reference sheet, so it doesn't need to have anything on the back. So here's our components. Yeah, so here's a little bit of the setting. So initiated around the year 2728 on the planet of Solus, the Apex Games are an immensely popular and widely televised blood sport, originally hosted on the island of Kings Canyon as an overhauled continuation of an old tournament called the Thunderdome. The games have since expanded into multiple worlds. Numerous participants regularly join the fray, coming from different backgrounds and often harboring ulterior motives. The reward for perseverance, yes, I had it right the first time, is fame, cold cash, and sometimes a lucrative career. But it all comes at the very real risk of injury or death. All right, so highly competitive miniatures game. So yeah, you're airdropped onto a gradually shrinking battlefield. So here's our gradually shrinking corners and all the components. So what were these? Oh, these are rooftop. That's right. There was some rooftop ornaments and stuff that goes on top. And I think in the expansion here, we're going to have some nicer versions of these as well. All right. So yes, our canyon tiles. Yeah, lots of stuff. Yeah, so here's all of the cards we just had a look at. Yeah, so the roll cards. Oh, the boss feat cards. So that's for different scenarios. I'm sure you're tougher. And then, yeah, for each of the legends, the tokens and things that they use. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, so this must be scaled exactly to cover a square, cover an entire square. Yes, you have the draft cards, the feat cards, sorry, the legend sheets, and then two of the ability cards, a tactical and an ultimate. Yeah, there's quite a few 3D. There's some of the cardboard terrain, but quite a few 3D elements. So there's our basic setup, our 24 by 24. So you can do 2v2 and 3v3, red versus blue. Our dashboards. So objective unique elimination. The game ends immediately, and your squad wins whatever if one of the following. Each enemy legend has been eliminated at least, or your squad has 2 victory points, or 4 victory points for 3v3. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so these will be really nice. We'll take a look at that in the matches because they'll give you an exact setup. Like they've planned these exactly on this 2x2, and because everything's on a grid, you're going to have everything locked in. Special features. Map drops. Final encounter. Oh, yeah, so the 3 stages of size of the board. Yeah, I guess that's why they couldn't go too big, because then, yeah, you wouldn't have to scale it. But 3v3 on it, so six legends on a 2x2 is a pretty tight squeeze. So already, and I guess it's supposed to emulate more of the end of the game because there's not exploration or, coming kind of camping or coming up at the base. You're just kind of, it's emulating the, later rounds of the game when things get a little tighter. Precedence rules, resolving multiple cards. Oh yeah, see, there we go. So yeah, that's what they're showing you here. So you must be drawing these. So those cards that we saw that had the 1, 2, and zeros on them are showing the which way the ring is going to shrink. You want to get inside inside that as soon as possible. There we go. That gives you a little bit of a sense of how, you got some elevation and how everything's set up. Nice. Contiguity. Interaction, shooting. So yeah, their line of sight rules. Measuring. So distance is determined using the map grid. Distance between 2 points on the map is the smallest number of spaces between the start point and the end point, including the space where the end point is located. Level objects, obstacles and objects have no effect on the distance measuring. The edge of the intersection of the starting space or the 0 distance for that space. So I guess you're not counting up for distances, not counting vertical distance. Oh, that's good. So a lot of examples of what is line of sight and what is in range, and probably who has cover or some sort of bonus to shoot. Actions and effects. The fire rate is the number of cards you reveal on the aim board for your shoot action. Oh, that's right. Yeah, so that's what the cards with the damages, the skulls and damages. Oh, there we go. So that's your shooting. And then that, so maybe the red skull, the headshot, so insta death. But the thing is, you just like the game, you respawn back in. So yeah, you kill each other, and you're trying to, occupy different things, score different points, but you come back in, you respawn. Yeah, so life and death. So shield and health. Yeah, so the blue is shield. Statuses are tracked on the double dial. So whenever you take damage that will reduce your health to 0 and your knockdown shield, you activate the death box and automatically prevents an amount of damage when knockdown. So whenever your legend is eliminated, immediately performs the following step. Remove the legend's miniature from the map and place it in your supply. If their knockdown shield is exhausted, and set your shield points to 20 and your health to 40. Next time the enemy squad takes your death box token, flip it to the victory point side and place it next to... Oh, I see. So you kill somebody and then you got to pick up their death box. It's worth 1 victory point. Nice. You may still return to action by performing the respawn action. Yeah, so you keep coming back. So that's an interesting dynamic in a board game, because especially war games, you're dead, unless you've got Necron or something that's gonna come back to life. But in this game, yeah, so you can kind of sacrifice yourself. You can push things, for some advantage or some score a point, killing your hero, but then do your respawn. Melee attacks, consumables, all the cards. Yeah, this is laid out well. And I like how they do, all their keywords and stuff they put in the blocks. So it's the same and kind of easy to visualize. So, reactions are going to be in these red blocks. Actions are going to be in the black. And lots of examples, which is good, because sometimes when you're trying to work out mechanics and what happens first, what happens when they do it this way, you get a really good idea of then this. There we go. Our dashboards and using those and all the terminology. The loot tokens. Yeah, so it looks like you get helmets, body shields, and knockdown shields. Well, that's cool. They go through everything. And all the icon definitions. Nice. Yeah, there were a lot of icons on some of those cards, so it's good to know like what all this stuff in the corners are for different ammo types. That's cool. And then the quick recap. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so how everything runs. So a little bit of a reference sheet for the quick recap. Yep, so Glass Cannon Unplugged. So yeah, 2024. Yeah, so this just shipped last year. Oh, last year was so yeah, it's dated 2024. I think it shipped. I got it 2025. So it was last year. And then finally, let's just take a look at the matches that they present. I think this will be nice to see how locked in and determined everything is. So you can do battle royale, team deathmatch, capture the flag, assassination, or boss mode. That's what the boss card was. Here's all your components. And explaining at 2v2 versus 3v3. Oh yeah, so here's, let me see. So here's the battle royale, everything you're going to need. So some components you won't need. So they just show you everything. How you lay stuff out. Deathmatch, how you lay stuff out and what you need. Capture the flag. Oh yeah, those are the flags. There we go. That's what those cardboard tokens were. Nice. Assassination. You got some hidden information. We've got multiple stages. And then boss mode. So 2v4. So 4 legends go after 2. 2 versus 4. But maybe the 2 are much stronger. There we go. Okay, so here's all of their maps. Yeah, the maps you can play on. So I wonder, yeah, so choose a map compatible with the selected game mode. For summary, refer to the indicated page. Okay, so you can just kind of go through what can be played with what, and then you can agree. So I wonder if there's a way to randomize it. I wonder if there's a way to just shuffle and draw. Get crossroads, high desert, outpost, marketplace, swamps. Yeah, see, they get quite a bit. out of that little bit of terrain. You get 2 big buildings with a lot of verticality, you know, a bunch of lower buildings with walls, a bunch of scatter terrain on this one. Facility, crash site. That's one giant building. Skulltown, Delta. And here's all your pits. Oh yeah, here you go. Here's our canyon card. So cut right down the middle, the dam, crater, supply warehouse. So card in Delta, crossroads. Oh, this is this is them again with exact, so you can maybe count squares. And this is the level. So the red are higher, and then the green are even higher than that. So cover on there. Oh wow, yeah. So they give you then the detail layout, because here's your centers of all your crosses. Oh, so zipline points. Oh, nice. Do they all have? No, some do, some don't. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe swamps. Look, they have got zipline points on the swamps and on the facilities. Yeah, so it looks like most of the maps have zipline, so you can move fast. That's nice. I could have just put compatibility on this page. I don't know, but maybe this gives you a sense when everyone's deciding. This is a nice visual because it's not. It's actually photos of how the terrain looks set up. That's nice. Yes, it's well done. It's well thought out. There we go. The ring. So there's your corners, and there's how to determine when it's moving in. Inside the ring limits. Heat shields. Supply drops. The replicator. Events. Oh yeah, there's your event cards. Other game modes. So one squad has the initiative, and they're the first to perform their actions. And then legends setup. Oh yeah, so how to lay out your dashboard and everything, and then the place where you respawn, go back on your dashboard, and then design your own maps. Nice. Yeah, I wonder what kind of support this is going to get if they're going to go beyond this, and because I haven't been keeping up with the game, so they said it's happening on different planets and different locations. So not only the Kings Canyon location, but they could, because it wouldn't be much to just come out with using the same buildings, do some new tiles that are ice or rock or more industrial. Well, cool. Yeah, these are pretty sturdy though. They're not like super thin, but they are just paper. They're just booklets. All right, and finally, I think these are the expansion and kind of the stretch goals, because here's heat shields. Replace the cardboard heat shields with these, and then there is a hunt down Nessies. All right, let's see what this is. So everything that couldn't fit in that gigantic box will be here. And I can't remember if they did for painters. Some board game did that. They did resin casts of some of the models, not for playing with, but for painting. So here's the Loba expansion. So the new, it gives you, so we'll have, this is actually a 7th legend. So you can play as Loba. Loba Andrade, the High Society Thief, as well as some new special features. Oh, hunting Nessie. All right, so you get Loba's rules, the Nessie miniature. The Nessie cards, some 3D heat shields, some control point miniatures to replace the cardboard ones, rules modifications for hunting Nessie, a special feature. So when Watson was a child, she left her Nessie plushies scattered around Kings Canyon. Find them and receive special rewards. So I guess you have reward cards you can kind of randomize. Yeah, so in the big all-in set, every one of the heroes came with one of these. I can't imagine how big that box is if this is only the game. Wow. So yeah, this everything came with a diorama, and that you could see any supporting miniatures plus your character miniature in. That's very cool. Oh, interesting. But yeah, so I wonder if she's got very special rules because she's got her own character screen where the other ones just have the, red team, blue team. Nice. So she's a support role. Here's her dashboard. She's got her black market miniature. 1.5 difficulty. Important if legends using the equipment board, whenever an effect instructs them to obtain or discard loot tokens, apply the following. Oh, so she must, yeah. So some effects. And then her feat cards are burglar's best bullets and sharing is caring. Nice. Oh, they even did a little vacuum tray in here. 2. Wow, 2 little trays. Oh, I wish these fit into the big box. All right. So here's her cards. And here, oh, these are, yeah. Here's a Nessie token. Sorry, let me keep it in the light. There's the Nessie token. And then our cards, including the Nessie card. All right. So yeah, so here's Loba's cards. And then here's your special effects. You get a free action and you use an item from your squadmate's backpack, or you may take all of your squadmate's ability tokens. Nice. So little special abilities, yeah, for Nessie to kind of randomize the effects in the game. And then a new character, Loba, and her tokens. And let's take a look. Oh, wow, yeah. So that must be in the other set how all the miniatures come, like this. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. I don't know where you put all this stuff, but that's pretty cool. I wonder if they're all like this. So the diorama, and then they would you could just stack them up. So that would store pretty well. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a nice presentation. Yeah, it more than doubled the pledge. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna need these. I know I hadn't seen, the quality of the miniatures or anything yet, but the quality is really nice. And everything's got these little these little cases. I think this is still just the vacuum formed plastic, but that's a cute idea. It's a lot of painting, but everything is very thematic. Like, each character has their own thing. And so all of the miniatures and tokens the character uses go, fit on that. So basically you just give the person, this, and they have everything they need to play that character, plus the cards. It's interesting. And they did this so they can stack. Oh, that's funny. Very funny. I would not have expected that. And then here's all the replacements for our cardboard. So our heat shields and our and these guys I think are zip lines. We can use those instead of the cardboard ones. That's nice. And that is everything. Wow. Yeah, these are cute. These dioramas are cute. I only have the one for Loba, but that's funny. Yeah, I was wondering. That's the thing that's difficult with crowdfunding and stuff. These are all promises and stuff they hope to be able to do, because I don't remember. I saw the Asset House terrain, their original designs from their website, and I didn't see what this was going to look like. I was assuming it was going to be the same sort of thing, but it's a little bit of a downgrade. These are the same quality, but that exterior shell is very thin, but it probably, saved them thousands of dollars in production. So it was worth it. But those are nice. Those look really nice. They're very sturdy. Wow. Well, I finally was able to get this open. I'm glad I got a chance to see everything here. So yeah, let me know if this looked interesting to you, if you have any experience with Apex and this, felt right. We didn't go through the rules super in super detail, but it plays pretty nice. There's a lot of things that have to do with timing, like when you throw so like certain bombs or effects or something, they have kind of a countdown. So you really have to be careful, like where you drop things and the timing for things. So that works pretty well. And it also means you can kind of screw up. If somebody shoots at you and you're dodging away or whatever, you can dodge into your own grenade and stuff. So there's kind of fun stuff that can happen there. But and as the game expands, because I know the game is getting more legends all the time, so that gives them a lot of opportunity to keep doing expansions for this game. So a little disappointed that there's not as much useful in here for for other war games. It's not going to be incredibly useful, some of the elements, but there is stuff that can be used, especially that board is gorgeous. So I think we could, and that's 2x2, so that might work really well. For doing our smaller blackout games, because we'll have the exact dimensions there. But the quality of everything is really nice. They did for the Don't Starve game, they did both clear acrylic tokens with printing on them, so like the 2D art, cartoon art from the game, but they also did 3D sculpts of the miniatures. So that had to be a little tricky because the cartoons themselves, the art style is very flat and minimalist, kind of like Tim Burton, kind of his little mopey, dark, emo stuff. But yeah, really, really nice quality for all their cards. This was a surprise too. They're like, well, we don't have enough room. Let's give her a gatefold card. But then I guess all the cards can just go in there. But yeah, the miniatures look great. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get Loba up in the camera very well. But yeah, here's nice. Yeah, this is funny. This was a funny idea to do these dioramas. It's got to have a lot of people painting a lot of stuff. Yeah, and I'm sure they were Kickstarter exclusive. Yeah, I just wasn't. They did a really nice job. I'm not sure if they've done it on their other campaigns, but the communication that they had with backers during the campaign itself was really, really top notch. They had a really active Discord, and they had a really active tabletop simulator. I think it was one of those virtual board game platforms that let you try things out, and it played really well. You right away got the feel for how they were doing things, and then with feedback they tweaked. They really did get things as smooth as possible. So I can't wait to actually try this out and see if it plays and feels as good as it did in the kind of the demo versions, the early kind of beta demo versions. But now I have the assignment of putting everything back according to that menu and map, and punch everything out and figure out how that goes. Nice. All right. So this has been the biggest box. This is definitely the thickest box I've seen. So yeah, all 6 legends. So Apex Legends, the board game by Glass Cannon Unplugged. So yeah, this is a really, I mean, if you're interested, if you like this game, on the PC or console, it's definitely a nice recreation of that. I'm like, serious players, I would be curious their opinion of the translation to board game, but I was impressed by it just with my little bit of war game experience. It's very intuitive. They spell things out very well, and every legend plays very, very differently. So it doesn't feel so when you swap legends between matches and stuff, it feels very fun. It kind of refreshes what you're doing. So yeah, really good stuff. So, well, geez, thanks everyone for hanging out and watching this crazy big unboxing. So I'm sure you'll see this on the shelf behind us during the weekly if I can get it all back in the box. But yeah, so a really fun look at this. They did a nice job, a really good execution. I'm curious to see what Diablo is going to look like, and what the heck Diablo even is as a board game, because yeah, I don't know. That it seems like it could get pretty big. I mean, I think Diablo is an IP. I think Activision Blizzard has ruined it. It's not the Diablo 4 is not a very fun game. The gameplay loop is garbage in the new Diablo. It's very repetitive and boring. So I wonder what they're going to do to make it feel like a action RPG looter, because you have to have loot. You know, things are gonna have to drop stuff, and it's gonna have to feel different and like you're moving. I mean, I think they've done that in a few different things before, but I'm really interested in what they're going to do with Diablo and how they're going to make an RPG. And I guess the trick is probably going to be having the RPG as an add-on or an extra thing in the campaign and saying, here's the miniatures and here's RPG rules. They're going to be different and more free than the board game, but you're going to have all these like physical components. So we'll see. And it's just going to be 5e. The system will probably just be 5e. So who knows? But yes, this was Apex Legends. So thank you so much for hanging with me during this this long and very realistic, very real-time, realistic unboxing. And special thanks to the patrons and members of the YouTube channel. So check out upturntable.com and patreon.com/upturntable for ability to support and see our patron content, as well as the same content in the member section of YouTube. So we will be back again soon. I think this weekend we're back with some I don't know, some more old school essentials. We'll have to see how everyone's schedule is going. But definitely be back for the weekly on Thursday nights Pacific time. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.